Imagine this. You're traveling in beautiful Brazil, having an amazing time, and then you start to feel sick. What do? Trying to figure out a foreign healthcare system can be super stressful, right? Especially when you don't speak the language. Well, today we're going to explain exactly how to get medical care in Brazil, and we'll look at a really cool modern solution that makes the whole process way simpler.
All right, so here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with that classic dilemma every traveler worries about. Then we'll dive into an English-speaking solution. That's a real game changer. We'll walk you through step by step how to book an appointment, show you how digital prescriptions work to get you medicine fast, and finally, we'll cover the follow-up care that ties it all together.
Okay, so let's set the scene. You're in Brazil, soaking it all in, having the trip of a lifetime, but then you start to feel that tickle in your throat or your stomach starts doing flips. It's a moment of instant anxiety for pretty much anyone in a foreign country, and your mind just starts racing with questions.
And that feeling of uncertainty, that's the core of the problem, isn't it? You're a long way from home, you probably don't speak Portuguese, and you need a doctor. The very first question that pops into your head is, where on earth do I even start?
And you're up against a bunch of hurdles right away. First, just finding a doctor who speaks English can feel like finding a needle in a haystack. On top of that, you're dealing with a healthcare system you know nothing about. You could be facing crazy long waits in a hospital. And then there are the local rules for prescriptions, which can be totally confusing. And of course, you have no idea what this is all going to cost. And here's a really crucial rule you've got to know. You can't just walk into a pharmacy and buy things like antibiotics over the counter. To get them, you absolutely need a prescription from a doctor who is licensed to practice in Brazil. For a traveler, that alone can be a huge roadblock. So, to tackle all of these challenges head-on, a service called My Brazilian Doctor was created. It's basically a telemedicine platform, and it was designed from the ground up specifically to help out English-speaking travelers and expats in Brazil. And when you put the two options side by side, the difference is just night and day. Instead of sitting for hours in a crowded waiting room, you can get a same-day appointment in English right from your hotel room or your Airbnb. The whole idea is to swap all that stress and unpredictability for pure convenience and clarity. Now, it's really important to know that this is a 100% legitimate medical service. It's fully registered in Brazil and follows all the local healthcare regulations. That means every doctor is properly licensed and the care you receive meets the official professional standards of the country. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how does it actually work? Let's break it down and walk through the practical steps of getting a consultation. You'll see it's designed to be incredibly simple. First up, let's talk cost, because that's always a big question. It's a single upfront fee of $60. That's it. There are no hidden fees or surprise bills later. And that price covers your video call with the doctor, the official digital prescription if you need one, and even a follow-up message to make sure you're starting to feel better. The whole booking process is just 4 easy steps. You can schedule online or even through WhatsApp, and you can often get an appointment for that very same day. You pay securely with any international credit card. You don't need a local ID or anything. After that, you get an email with a link, click it, and you're having a video call with a licensed English-speaking family doctor. It's that simple. All right, so you've had your consultation. Now for the most important part. How do you get your medicine? Because let's be real, the talk with the doctor is only half the battle. You need to get the treatment. So in Brazil, a digital prescription is a really high-tech, secure document. It's a signed PDF file that has a digital certificate, a unique PIN number, and a QR code all built in. It is officially recognized by the Brazilian government, which means it's legally valid at every single pharmacy across the entire country. And using it is incredibly seamless. Right after your consultation ends, the PDF prescription arrives in your email. You just walk to any pharmacy nearby, pull up the file on your phone, and show it to the pharmacist. They scan the QR code, it instantly validates the prescription in their system, and boom, you get your medicine right there on the spot. And hey, don't just take my word for it. It really works. Here's a quote from a tourist named Ruth. She said, "Showed the nearest pharmacist the digital prescription and had no issues. Got better in a few days." And that right there is exactly the kind of stress-free experience this is all about. Now, this is really important. The care doesn't just stop the second your video call ends. A huge part of this service is making sure you have a clear path to recovery, even after that first appointment is over.
The support you get is pretty comprehensive. It includes that follow-up contact to see how you're doing. If the doctor thinks you need lab tests or maybe an x-ray, they provide a digitally signed request and can even help you find a local place to get it done. They can also handle referrals to specialists if it's something more serious, and they give you all the receipts you need to file a claim with your travel insurance.
So really, when you put it all together, it's a complete end-to-end support system. The whole goal is to demystify the Brazilian healthcare system and give travelers and expats the confidence that friendly, reliable medical care in English is always just a few clicks away.
A service like this really aims to take away one of the biggest anxieties of traveling abroad. Knowing that a licensed English-speaking doctor is right there in your pocket, well, it lets you focus on actually enjoying your trip. It kind of makes you think, doesn't it? Knowing this kind of option exists, does that change how you prepare for your next big adventure?